Hello everybody, I thought I would just pop on quickly to do a little video. This was going to be a Slimming World what I eat in a day video. I did start filming it, however I forgot about 5 days in a row to film myself doing dinner, and also my hair colour's different, so continuity would have been a bit pants. So I haven't put that video out because it just wasn't very good, to be honest with you. I wasn't happy with it. It just didn't flow very well, and obviously then having like one colour hair in the beginning of the video and then a different colour hair at the end of the video, I thought might be a bit weird. So unfortunately that one has been delayed. I will do a what I eat in a day. I would have done one today, but yeah, I didn't manage that. So I thought I'd come on here and instead of doing like a what I eat in a day, I would do a Slimming World update, but also I wanted this video to be a little bit about how I manage chronic pain. As many of you know, I've spoken about this a couple of times on my previous videos. I currently have a problem with my spine. I have a condition called hypermobility syndrome, which basically means that the tendons and ligaments that support my bones don't do what they're supposed to. So most people's tendons and ligaments, if they're stretched, they will snap back like elastic. Mine don't, they just stay out. Which means that my bones aren't supported, so things move very easily, things like discs and joints. I'm double jointed to boot, and my joints, like my shoulders will go out, my hips will go out, my pelvis will go out. So my current problem is to do with my pelvis and my spine. Basically I have a lot of back pain. I've got a lot of lumbar back pain, a lot of thoracic back pain, coming up into the cervical area because I have a pre-existing problem with my cervical spine. I've got a slip disc in my neck up here. I've got 2 slip discs in my lumbar spine. All these things play in, so I get a lot of pain, and unfortunately for me, most modern medications don't really work for me. I can't take several of them because I'm allergic to them, and the other ones don't really seem to touch the pain very much. They take the edge off it very slightly, but I still have a lot of other symptoms. I can't currently walk very well. I have to use one crutch. I'm down to 1. I was on 2, so we have had progress. Yay. But I can't do an awful lot. I can't stand for very long. I can't walk very long distances. I can't drive my car, which is really annoying. So I'm very housebound currently, which is driving me a little stir crazy. I'm not a natural indoors person, despite being quite introverted. I like to be outside, preferably in the countryside, away from people where there's no one really around and I can just go for long walks, but at the moment that isn't something I can do. So I thought this video would be about Slimming World and about food and how food can help with mood, because obviously when you're in chronic pain it can affect your mood. I've had quite a lot of depressive symptoms. I suffer from depression anyway. For those of you that don't know, I have depression and anxiety. Chronic pain makes that worse. Yay. No, not yay at all, sorry, I'm being sarcastic. Yeah, it's not the easiest of situations. I've been off work for quite a while now. That's not easy either. I would really like to go back to work because I'm going nuts, sat here by myself, but can't drive. I'm a community nurse, kind of need to be able to drive. And also I work in mental health, and obviously I need to be in the right place with my pain levels, with my mental health, with my physical health, with my holistic health, in order to go back to work. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it won't be too much longer. Things are improving slightly. Keep your fingers crossed for me, guys, because yeah, it's been a long process and I was hoping it'd be quicker than this, but such is the way of things. So anyway, enough rambling. What this video is about, firstly, I want to talk about food. Now, obviously I follow Slimming World. It's a high carb, low fat diet. I am vegan, nothing changes there. I've been vegan for coming up to 4 years. I have no intention of being anything other than vegan. Just so you know, this isn't about that. But the diet I follow, basically you can have as much kind of pasta, rice, noodles, fruit, vegetables as you like, which is great because that's the majority of what I eat, and pulses, things like lentils and beans. But you can't have so much of things like nuts and avocados and seeds, which is a bit frustrating as a vegan, I'm not going to lie, but this diet seems to have done... Camera, stop it. Sorry, my camera's zooming in and out, probably because I'm moving too much. But yeah, so I've been doing this diet now for, I've been on Slimming World for about 1.5 years, 2 years, something like that. I've lost in total, I think, somewhere around the 3 stone mark with Slimming World, which isn't bad going. It has gone up and down a bit, quite a lot in the last 12 months. Probably because life's been very changeable, very stressful. I've moved house twice. I've moved jobs once. I've moved from England to Wales. It's been a busy year, let's just put it that way, and now my health is being a pain on top of it, so icing on cake syndrome. But yeah, not to moan too much, I tend to focus on eating very healthily if I can. I do have my weekdays when junk food goes in my face. You know, I'm human, I do slip sometimes, I do sometimes go out with friends and I don't necessarily pick the healthiest thing on the meal, but generally I eat very healthily. I find that works better for me, lots of fruit, lots of vegetables. One, I feel better about what I'm eating, and two, it tends to help with the depressive symptoms. I find that if I eat more greens, particularly more greens, it helps with my mood. So as far as Slimming World is concerned at the moment, I've been a bit off it for probably about 2 months now. I haven't put on a great deal of weight, I just haven't lost any. So things could be worse, but I would like to lose some more. I was down to about half a stone lighter than I am now when I was at my lightest with doing the Slimming World journey. I obviously have put on weight since then, but that's been over the past 12 months. I would like to lose that half a stone, obviously. But if I do, great. If I don't, it's not the end of the world. So I'm just trying to focus on being more healthy, making more healthy choices, stop picking the biscuits. Biscuits are my weakness, but I also am trying to think more about eating more nutritionally, because on Slimming World you can have things like popcorn and biscuits, and not many of them, but you can, because you get a sin allowance every day, so you can have 15 sins. They're basically sweet treats or other treats. So you have so many points you can use for things that are a bit higher in fat. So things like biscuits and avocado you could have, although you can only have about a quarter of an avocado because there's a stupid number of sins in it. I think a whole avocado is 16 sins, if I remember correctly. I haven't actually eaten avocado in quite some time. I just haven't. One of those things. But peanut butter is quite high as well, which is really frustrating because I am someone who could happily sit with a jar of peanut butter and eat it with a spoon. But no, I'm trying to think more about, like, instead of having things like rice cakes and popcorn and biscuits, which aren't very nutritious, making more of my own kind of snacks. So I made some pumpkin bites recently. I haven't got a recipe on here. Maybe I could do that if you guys are interested at some point. But they're more kind of natural ingredients. So it's pumpkin puree, raisins, oats, that kind of thing in there. I guessed the sins because I don't know. I have no way of calculating them. So I guessed at about 3 sins per pumpkin bite and just had one of those. It didn't seem to affect my weight any great deal. So that was good. But trying to have more healthy things, but also trying to incorporate some intuitive eating in here as well. So that's where I'm at with that. I've actually got weigh-in tonight. I haven't been for the last 2 weeks. I think I'm about where I was last time I weighed, fingers crossed. So we'll see, but doing that today. But moving on towards the chronic pain management. Now, food, obviously, when you're sat around doing not very much, you get hungry really, really quickly and you get bored really, really quickly. And if you're anything like me, when you're bored and you're emotional, you eat. Can't do that when I'm trying to lose weight, which is not the easiest thing, but I try and let myself have things like fruit. I do like fruit. I'm lucky in that respect. I could probably eat an entire fruit bowl quite happily. Not too much fruit because it does have sugar in it, albeit natural sugars. But obviously I am not, by the way, I am not a nutritionist. I am not medically qualified in like anything to do with food. I am a nurse, so I have some minimal understanding of these things. I also look into nutrition because I'm genuinely interested in it, but I am not a qualified dietitian. So any advice that you hear here is just simply from my own experience. It's not from a technical background, just to make sure we're clear on that point. But yes, what was I saying prior to me getting involved in that? I've forgotten. But no, I'm just trying to be more mindful of what I put in my body, how I treat my body, not drinking too much coffee, she says, lifting a large mug of pumpkin spice coffee. This coffee is from Beanies. They're a UK company. They do loads of different flavours, including pumpkin spice, sweet cinnamon and almond amaretto. Those are the 3 I have at the moment. They're really, really nice. They're like 10 calories per cup of coffee. They're really nice. Go and check them out. I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that. I just really like their coffee. I think they're really nice. They do really funky flavours, which is a bit more interesting than just plain coffee all the time. So in terms of mood management, I do drink caffeine to help with pain. Caffeine can slightly increase the effectiveness of pain medication. It's why a lot of the times you'll see stronger painkillers also have caffeine in them. So things like, I believe cocodamol's got caffeine in it, and Anadin, and some other ones. I forget, I don't take generic painkillers very often. I try and manage my pain without using pain medication, apart from I do take one painkiller a day. I take naproxen in the morning because my pain is worse in the morning, and I sometimes take it in the evening, but not that often. I can take paracetamol as well if I want to, but I would rather try and do it in a non-medicine kind of way, because that's me. I'm a bit funny with meds. I'm vegan as well, and no medication is vegan, so yeah, it brings up some queries. But I'm going to put my coffee down. In terms of things I do to try and keep my brain active when I'm at home, I do watch television, obviously, films, documentaries, that kind of thing, but I also find, you guys know this, I am a big cross-stitch person, so I bought this morning. This is the current edition of Cross Stitcher magazine. I particularly bought this because I bought last month's, and it's got like a 3-month stitch along Christmas themed piece, which I wanted the second edition for, second part of, so that's why I bought that particular magazine. But I find cross stitch is massively helpful. You guys know this already. It just settles my brain when I'm feeling stressed. The repetitive motion of it, I find it quite calming. I quite often stick an audiobook on and listen to that whilst I'm stitching. It's peaceful, it's quiet, it gives you a bit of time for reflection, and I find it quite meditative. I can't meditate normally. My mind just wanders off, and I find it really difficult not to get sidetracked. So this is kind of my meditative practice. But recent, I don't know if you can see him, I've got a recent couple up there, but I'll show you them in my next floss tube video, rather than doing that now. So that's one thing, is my cross stitch. I also treated myself this morning to this. This is a kind of witchy, Halloween-y colouring book. I love Halloween. Anyone who knows me, anyone who watches my videos will know I love Halloween. I also have, doubt you can see them, but I've got, hang on, let me see if I can get close to the camera. I've got ghost earrings in for Halloween. They're at the back, there. Ghosty Halloween earrings. But yes, I treated myself to this because colouring, again, you can sit and do it quite quietly. I find it quite therapeutic. It has some really pretty designs in it. The one I particularly like, if I can find it, is this one. Now then, is my camera going to pick this up? It's a kitchen witch, basically. I'm staring her cauldron. I love the little frog down here. I'm looking forward to doing that. So that's something that will help keep me going. I also am quite fond of pen paling. I've got a couple of pen pals I write to. So I did one of those yesterday, just sat and wrote to my pen friend in the Philippines for a little while. I've got another one to write later on this week, and I'm also making a little cross stitch gift to go in that for her, so that'll be quite nice. I'll show you that on my next floss tube video. I might make that one in a couple of days time. Other things that keep me going, books. We all know that I like books. You guys would have probably seen my last few videos, which are booktube videos, so I have been reading quite a lot. My current read is this one. You would have seen this on my previous video. This is a single thread. It's by Tracy Chevalier. I'm not going to hold it up because I don't want YouTube to pick it as my picture for this video because it's in the last one. And last time I posted something, I did a video a couple of weeks ago with Discovery of Witches as a thumbnail, and then it decided to pick another picture with the same book for a different video. So I don't want that to happen again because that was a bit annoying. But sorry, this is my leg, by the way, in case it looks weird. But the book is really, really good. It's been like a total escape. It's not my normal kind of read. It's very much light kind of women's fiction. I think that's what you'd call it. It's about a lady who loses her fiance in the First World War. She also loses her father and her brother. And she moves away from her home in Southampton, where she lived with her mother, to Winchester to try and start like a new life. And she joins the Broderers Guild at the local cathedral, who are embroidering kneelers and cushions for the church. And it's about the relationships that she makes with other people. She also goes off on a walking holiday partway through the book. That's where I'm at the moment. Obviously, being a stitcher, someone that's interested in stitchy arts, this appeals to me. It made me want to stitch really badly. I was like, I can't read and cross stitch at the same time. It would be great to listen to on audiobook if you are a stitcher, because I think it would really inspire you. But I'm loving that at the moment. That's my current read. And obviously I spend quite a lot of time on YouTube. I have found the BookTube community really helpful. So to all of you out there that are part of BookTube, thank you, because you've kept me sane for the last couple of weeks. Just finding like-minded people with similar interests takes your mind off your pain. Although I'm sat here at the moment going, I really can't sit on this floor for much longer because it's starting to hurt. So I'm probably going to try and finish this video because it's getting really long. But there are quite a few things that I try and do. Distraction is your friend with chronic pain. In terms of actual alternatives to medication, I have tried CBD oil. It doesn't work for me, unfortunately. It gave me really bad headaches and made me feel not very nice. And it didn't touch the pain either. I do use it occasionally as a massage oil. That does help, but not as a tincture. I can't take it internally. So we tried that. It was worth a go. Yoga is probably my best friend where pain relief is concerned, and stretching. I am seeing a physiotherapist. I'm also seeing an osteopath to try and get my back to play and stop being so uncomfortable. But we'll see how it goes. Anyway, this is probably enough of a long rambly video. I hope you guys enjoyed this and that you can take something from it. To those of you out there that are also in the chronic pain management situation community, if you want to drop by and say hi, by all means, please do. I'm always happy to talk about how I manage my chronic pain. If you've got issues, if you're worried, if you want someone to talk to, please don't feel alone, because it can be such an isolating situation. I'm out here. If you want to have a chat, leave me a comment and I'll get back to you. I hope you're all having a lovely day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.